Hey everyone, I am your astrologer, Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here is your daily forecast for the day of Monday, June 18th, 2018. By the way, I totally missed it. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. I don't know why I didn't mention it. My dad passed a while ago. So, you know, sometimes I avoid it. But I just wanted to say happy Father's Day to all the dads. I hope you had a great Sunday yesterday, and I appreciate you all. Now for, did I say that for Mother's Day? I hope I did. Did we already have Mother's Day? We did. I hope I wished you all happy Mother's Day. I feel bad if I didn't. I need to remember my holidays. Anyways, happy Father's Day. Now for your horoscope today. Monday, June 18th, we've got the moon here in Virgo. I'll start there. The moon's going to enter Virgo at 3 a.m. this morning in Mountain Time. When the moon's in Virgo, it brings our attention to work, getting things done, doing things, making things happen. A lot of times the ancients didn't really have that positive of a view of Virgo. They typically thought of it as the house of slavery. Eating your apples, eating your spinach, the kind of eating your vegetables, that kind of thing that you have to do. So that's what a lot of it's about, taking care of work, taking care of the details maybe that you missed earlier, as well as what else comes into Virgo, dealing with your health, working on your job and your daily routines. That was kind of a depressing note. Wow, I just started the horoscope on a really depressing note. I actually really like Virgo. Virgo's one of my favorite signs. I like the mutable signs. They've got planets in all of them. So I really like them. But it does bring our attention when the moon's in Virgo to getting things done, to working, to organizing your life, to cleaning things up. I actually think this moon in Virgo is going to be very positive today because there's lots of things going on. But I just shared that. Anyways, if you can see where my mind is at right now. Anyways, the moon's in Virgo, organizing, getting things done. Then 2 hours after the moon enters Virgo, 5 a.m. Mountain Time, it's going to come into a trine here with Uranus and Taurus. All right, and what that could bring at 5 a.m. Mountain Time are some unexpected things in regards to your money and your job with the moon being in Virgo. Your money on the day-to-day, maybe unexpected things as well in regards to your confidence, your talents, how you can use your gifts and talents at the day-to-day to organize your life, to do the things you need, to just clean everything up, to feel better, okay? Virgo also is all about the mind as well, so it could be unexpected things that come up in your mind, strategies, techniques on how to use your money, hopefully in a better way. All right, so that's what I see coming in. Could be a little bit unexpected, but I like to think with the trine that it'll be a good thing, that if any unexpected thing comes up early this morning, that it will really help you to figure out how you can put a plan in place, strategize, and do things better moving forward to build more stability into your life instead of take away from it. Okay, so that's what we've got there at 5 a.m. Then a few hours later, 1 p.m. Mountain Time, the moon's going to move further through Virgo and it's going to make a trine over to Saturn. Again, another positive thing. So it's kind of like an Earth trine in the span of a few hours with the moon. I think really helping you at 1 p.m. Mountain Time to do things, to put a plan in place, to move forward, to take on the responsibility that you need, to take care of some things that you didn't want to take care of, to make things happen, to get things done in a really practical way. Hopefully with Uranus involved in a little bit more of an exciting and energizing way than it would have been before. All right. So I like that, even though I started out, I shouldn't have said that about Virgo, even though that is what the ancients think. But even though, right, sometimes the ancients didn't think too positively on Virgo bringing lots of hard work, I do think that this is actually going to be really positive today, especially early in the morning, the early morning hours for me, at least, to get things done, to make things happen, to use our gifts and skills and talents in a positive way, to use our resources, to put our life in a direction that we need, to take care of the responsibility, to take care of, or to take on some things in a more positive way that maybe we haven't recently. All right, I do like that. Then at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, what the moon's going to do as it moves through Virgo, it's going to come into a quincunx here with Mars and with the South Node. It'll actually come into the quincunx with Mars at 5 p.m. Mountain Time, but in between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. Mountain Time, the moon's going to be making this quincunx over here. But I think what's going on is that we are doing work, and I like to think in a positive way. I like to think with this Earth trine and other days where responsibility is hard and we're dragging and things are difficult, I like to think with an Earth trine, it becomes a little bit easier to do the things that were difficult. We all of a sudden get more motivation to take care of the practical matters, to make things happen. So I really like it. But the quincunx at 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. to Mars in the South Node are saying, okay, but you got to lift your head up every once in a while. It's not just about work, 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 deep work, you know, and about all the details and getting lost. That's what Virgo does, gets lost in the details. And the quincunx to Aquarius is saying, okay, it's good to work. You need to get things done. I think this morning will be very positive for that, for some good insights to come to you in a very practical way to move forward. But maybe just around lunchtime or a little bit after, needing to look up a little bit, to take a break, to relax, to see the big picture, all right, so that you can get some vision to support some of your some of the things that it is that you're doing, and so you don't burn yourself out. All right, so that's what I see going on there. Then after 5 p.m. Mountain Time, the moon just kind of hangs out until midnight. All right, tomorrow. And what it does at midnight is then it makes a sextile over to Mercury in Cancer, which I like a lot. Shortly after, it will then make a sextile over to Jupiter too. So I think what that'll help you do very early tomorrow morning is to understand what you need to feel better. To feel more okay in your life, to create more of a life that you want. I think some of the work that you're doing today, early today with this Earth trine with the moon, will then help you tomorrow morning to feel like, okay, now I'm feeling better about my life. I'm feeling more comfortable emotionally. I'm feeling like I'm building more of a foundation for my life now that I did some of the things that I need to do in a very, very practical way. Okay, with the sextile to Jupiter that the moon's making, I think it's also saying, okay, now that I worked, now my feelings aren't bubbling up and underneath the surface as big as they were before, because I did the things that were weighing on me that I was afraid of. I did the hard work. I did the dirty work no one else wants to do in Virgo. And now I feel better because of it, because I did these things. And I think there's an opportunity for all of that to come in, okay? We could want, around that time very early tomorrow morning, this is now I'm getting further into the day, 6 a.m. Mountain Time, we could want to take a break with the moon in an opposition with Neptune. We may want to just relax for a second. I think it may be important. Maybe that's what the whole thing is that starts to come in at midnight tonight into tomorrow, is now that you've done the work, hopefully during the morning hours, the beginning part of the day is when all the good things can happen, I think. Now that you've done the work, I think maybe what starts to come in as we move throughout today and into tomorrow is, okay, now that you've done the work, take a step back. Do you like the work? Was the work good? Do you see the big picture? Where is all this going? Okay, to socialize, to take a minute, to rest, I think becomes increasingly important. And then we move into tomorrow too, where it's also a chance about being easier on yourself. Okay, you did some hard work today. Now let's, okay, allow yourself to sleep, to rest, to nap, to process everything emotionally and internally so that you can get the right perspective, feel much better about it all. Okay. Yeah, I was like, I hope that made sense. I definitely see towards the end of today and definitely into tomorrow, it's time to just hopefully enjoy all of the work that you've done and to feel much better as a result of some of the things that you have now put in motion to achieve. Okay. So maybe that's what I'll leave with you there. I'm not gonna lie, because I of course just finished filming a lot of your weeklies, all your weeklies. I like this week a lot, a lot, until Saturday. Saturday is a little tough this weekend, but I think the beginning of this week is wonderful. I mean, there's this Earth trine today that's really great. Venus is going to come on top of the North Node. There's a grand water trine happening with Mercury, Jupiter, Neptune. So I am much happier about this week. Last week, astrologically, I just wasn't a fan with what was going on, because we had lots of squares to Uranus. We had Chiron involved. can bring lots of healing with Chiron involved, but a lot of times you got to go through the wound in order to get the healing. So that's why I wasn't speaking too positively about some things going on last week, but this week I like, especially the beginning of the week, it's like some hard things came up so that this week we could understand what it was all for, what it all meant. We could get the perspective on it. So that we could deal with some of the emotional stuff, understand our emotions logically with Mercury involved, emotionally with the water signs involved, so that we can move on. So you'll hear me a little bit more positive the beginning of this week, well, most of this week really. All right. Part of the reason why I think that, I already just said most of it, but again, Venus on the North Node, it's almost exact today. It's a degree away. I think really giving you, again, some of the answers to some of the things that have been plaguing you lately. They may not quite be the answers you were wanting or hoping for, especially with Mars in a conjunction with the South Node. But I think, and I did say this since the beginning of the month, they will be just what you need. Just what you need for your growth, just what you need to feel better, to understand things. I think as well, you might get help from surprising places this week. With Venus in a conjunction with the North Node, relationships can help. Maybe relationships were the things causing the problems last week. Money as well, but I think this week, I think we start to get it. We start to get more perspective, better perspective on some of the things maybe last week or earlier that were hard for us. And it's not perspective from like trying, from like, I have to figure this out, I have to make this happen. I think with this grand water trine going with Mercury and Jupiter and Neptune, I think it's more of just like an ease. It's like all of a sudden things just start floating to you that were meant to come to you. Insights and kind of like a really subtle way, you know? Yeah, I mean, that's how I feel. It's not a time to like do and to be super active and to force things. I've been saying that for a really long time because all of these masculine signs are not in good spots. Like, to me, the energy is very feminine. We have so many planets on water signs. Water signs are feminine. We have Venus, the divine feminine, the planet of femininity in a masculine sign, sure, but on the North Node, bringing kind of the feminine ability to receive, to be open, being really, really important. You know, and the signs that are masculine, Mars in the South Node, not a good spot. Chiron in a masculine sign in Aries, not a good spot. You know, it's really all about being open to receive, letting things flow to you effortlessly that are meant to come to you, receiving what there is to make that happen. I'm not saying don't try to do things, especially on a new moon as we're coming into a first quarter moon. This is the time you want to initiate, to make things happen. But to me, if you're going to initiate and make things happen, I think it should, or it will hopefully come from more of an inner knowing. Like, you know what? I need to do this. And I'm going to do this because it's a little bit easier for me to do now. It's coming naturally. So I'm going to move in that direction. I think those are the things that we're initiating at this time, that we're doing. And I think if you're finding resistance to things, if you're trying to do things and it's not working, it's because it's not meant for you right now. It's not meant for you. But if you're doing things and doors are opening, I think that's saying, yes, that's for you. That's for you. Move there. Continue in that direction. You know, letting your heart kind of lead. It's what it's all about with the North Node in Leo, with Venus on the North Node. You got to do what's in your heart. And if your heart is sensing resistance, if you're doing things and it's hard, it's because you're not really meant to do it. You don't really want to do it. You know? So I hope that helps. Mercury, sorry, I kind of have been mentioning a lot of things together, but Mercury making the trine, the grand water trine here to Jupiter and Neptune this week as well in Cancer, I think helping you to understand your emotions, make sense of what it is that you're feeling, not only emotionally, but mentally. Maybe it was hard for us to do that when we have this new moon in Gemini, with Mercury, the ruler of the new moon, in a square with Chiron, with the new moon itself in a square with Neptune. But I think now that Mercury is in a water sign and it's making a trine to these planets, Mercury says, oh, now I get this emotional thing. Now I'm getting more understanding of how it really works and what I really need to do and how I can bring my emotions on board in a better way. So I do think there's like a moment of like peace that can come this week. Things may get a little bit more intense over the weekend when Mercury opposes Pluto, some negotiations, some strong thoughts. But I think right now our spirit's starting to speak a little bit so that we can continue to get more insights, make better decisions, make better choices later on, now that we're kind of touching base with our heart first before proceeding. Okay, and working all of that out. All right. Yeah. So I think that's what it is. Venus on Neptune on the North Node opposing Mars. We may want to break free, to not show our hearts. We may want to take a step back, to peace out. A lot of times planets in Aquarius are just like, peace out, I'm doing my own thing. See you guys, like whatever, you know. And I think a lot of it is like, you got to stay in, you got to engage with your heart. You know, you got to let your heart speak. You got to be open to receive the promptings of what's going on inside with this very feminine Venus holding all the power. You know, being on the North Node. Be open to receive, all right? Maybe that's what I'll leave you with this week. Sorry, I've been in such a weird mood lately. Maybe I'll talk about it when I get more insights on what exactly it is that I'm feeling, which I hope I'll get soon. Yeah, but your card for the day is the Seven of Wands. I think I got it reversed, right? I just turned it upside down. It's the Seven of Wands reversed. I think what's going on when the card is upright is that maybe we feel like, sometimes with this card we feel like we're being attacked unnecessarily about things. Maybe we feel like sometimes we have to work a little bit harder than we have to work. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like with this card we feel like we're not getting the respect that it is that we want and need, or that we're trying so hard to make things happen, and then we have a little bit of like a minor setback, and then we get upset, we get worried out of fear that we're not protected, we're not in as good a spot as we need to be. And I think this card is just saying, you're fine where it is that you are. Don't neglect the work. I think you're going to have help doing it today anyways with this Earth trine. Don't neglect the things that it is that you need to do here, but don't worry about it so much either. Don't feel so bad about it. You're fine. Just have patience, trust in yourself. Okay? And don't let some of your fears get the best of you, because I think even if it feels hard for us to let go of our attachments to some things, I really do think like God will be there to catch us. God will be there. Even if we feel like it's not, he's not. Even if we feel like there's some things that are not working out, I think if you just relax a second, realize you're in a better spot than you think you are, then everything's all going to work out. All right. So that's what I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching my horoscope. I hope you liked it. If you did, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later.